You ever seen someone driving a Lamborghini but they rent their place? And people immediately say, if they could afford a Lambo, why don't they buy a house? Let's break it down with real numbers, real logic, and real Los Angeles lifestyle. Let's say this person makes $300,000 a year. That's $25,000 a month before taxes. Now, they buy a Lamborghini Huracan, $300,000. They could finance it with $30K down, pay about $4,000 to $4,500 a month, or if they have cash, they just buy it outright. No loan, no interest, no payment. It's done. Now let's say they want to buy a home that matches that level of lifestyle. Not a starter condo, not a flip in the valley. We're talking a $5 million home, something with views, status, taste. Here's what that actually looks like. 20% down is required for a jumbo loan. That's $1 million cash. It's non-negotiable. Add another $100,000 for closing costs, $1.1 million. Then property taxes in LA County, 1.25%. So about $62,000 per year, $5,200 a month. The loan on a $4 million at 7% interest rate, that's $26,600 monthly mortgage. Add taxes, insurance, utilities, upkeep, and you're at $33,000 plus per month. Now stop. They make $25,000 a month pre-tax, but the house costs $33,000 to own per month. That means they put $1 million cash and they still can't afford to live there. They're literally house poor the moment they close. Now, and they're locked in taxes, maintenance. That's a huge mortgage that ain't going nowhere. Now, compare that to what they could do instead. They rent a luxury apartment in West Hollywood, downtown LA, Marina Del Rey, Beverly Hills, with $6,000 to about $8,000 a month. Let's call it $7,000 for the math. That's a $26,600 mortgage versus $7,000 rent. That's $19,000 savings per month, $235,000 a year in savings. And remember that $1 million they did not use the down payment? They already spent $300K on the Lambo, so they got $700,000 left. Only pay car insurance. They invest that $700K safely at a 6 to 8% return. That's another $42,000 to $56,000 per year in passive income. That alone could pay most of their rent. So now they're driving the car they want, living in the area they love, keeping their cash working, paying less than a third of that $5 million home would cost monthly, and still saving 6 figures per year every single year. But it gets better. This is Los Angeles, and guess what? Rent control exists. In many buildings, landlords can't just evict you. Can't spike your rent 20% overnight, are limited to annual increases to around 4 to 8%. So that luxury $7,000 a month unit is kind of locked in. They can stay there for 5 years if they want, with predictable rent, no surprise expenses, no property taxes, no room for repairs, just stability, flexibility, and lifestyle. And now let's talk about perception. He invites a woman over to a $7K a month apartment in West Hollywood, luxury, modern finishes, 12-foot high ceilings, city views, valet parking. She walks in and says, "Oh my God, what do you do?" Now imagine he owns a house in South LA or the Valley somewhere. Come over. She asks, "Where do you live?" "Oh, I live in South LA," or "I live in the Valley." And you know what she said? "I don't go past the 10. Let's be honest. He could own it outright, and she's still texting her location to her best friend for safety. She don't care about that. She ain't going to South LA. Meanwhile, she gladly Ubered a West Hollywood rental because the vibe feels like success. In LA, status is visual. People don't ask if you own, they ask where you live, what the vibe is. And if the car and the place match, renting and driving the Lambo might look dumb on the surface, but the math, the lifestyle, the long-term strategy, it's actually smarter than buying a house you can't afford, just to say that you own. And when that person's income grows, or when their investment matures, they can buy exactly what they want in the location, the exact location they want, and it won't drain their bank account or kill their lifestyle to do it. That's called financial positioning. Want to know when it actually makes sense to buy and when renting is the smarter play? DM me. Buy plan, B-U-I plan. You better be able to spell that. Buy plan, and I'll show you how to build a real estate strategy based on your income, your lifestyle, and your long-term gain. Not just what looks good on paper, but what sounds good. Because in this market, smart isn't always owning. Smart is knowing when to wait and how to play your position. I'm Mark King with Mark King Real Estate. I'm with you every step of the way.